Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Cardano, and primarily its valuations against Ethereum. But I also want to bring up the US dollar chart uh, because, with the US, in respects to the US dollar, Cardano is doing, just fine. It is moving sideways, essentially just holding the value of about $1.20, fluctuating up to about $1.40 and as low as a dollar, a number of weeks ago. And but what's important to know is what's going on against Ethereum. Now, this is the primary chart that I would trade or I look at in respects to Cardano, is with Ethereum. And since January, Cardano has just been on a massive rally against Ethereum, against the US dollar, and against Bitcoin. You can check on any kind of chart, and you'll see that Cardano has been the clear performer in Q1 and arguably some of Q2 uh, in respects to most assets. However, with the recent moves of Ethereum has been moving quite well. The past 4 weeks, Ethereum has rallied about 56% against Bitcoin. Now, uh, with in respects to Cardano Ether, it is going down. We were holding this line as support for a number of weeks, coming from the peak and coming back down and holding it, and we're dropping even further now because of the move in Ethereum. This is expected. This is something to be expected of the grand market, of the cryptocurrency market. We see Cardano bubble. We see it inflate against Ethereum number of times, and anything from here to here is the best time to technically sell your Cardano for Ethereum. And ultimately wait back down until the accumulation zone, as Cardano always comes down to, and then buy again. If that's what you're looking to do, if you're looking to increase your Cardano holdings or even increasing your Ethereum holdings, this is one way to do it. So again, this is to be expected. Every single time Cardano comes to this level, when we look at chart history, uh, the data doesn't lie, and every single time we come up to one of these two levels, the same thing happens. We come back down. There's Ethereum either rallies or the market dumps, and Cardano just dumps harder than Ethereum, and the valuation goes down. So this is nothing to be surprised about. In conclusion, this is nothing to say like the sky is falling with Cardano. And if you primarily trade the US dollar, you should be fine. The only extent that I see that could happen is just a small correction, potentially back down to the 20-week moving average like we saw here in July. And if you look at Cardano against Ether, well, what time was that? Well, it was also going down against Ethereum. Now, because Cardano is outpacing Bitcoin still, to some degree at least, it's still rallying. The US dollar should be fine. It should be relatively fine. We could see it drop back down to the 20-week, which would bring it to about a 78-cent Cardano. But I would potentially argue that we could just see a sideways moving Cardano until the 20-week moving average catches up, and so the bottom would then become like basically a dollar. And that's pretty much it. For the current outlook of Cardano, I mean, I'm not looking to buy at this level. Um, and I won't be considering buying Cardano for a long time, or not a long time, but obviously I'd be waiting for the bottom. I'd be waiting until Cardano comes back to this level against Ethereum, and then I would consider buying Cardano with my Ethereum. And again, this is not a bearish video. This is just showing, you know, in real time, um, the relationship Cardano and Ethereum always had. Okay, always had. Every single time it does this. And why should this be any different? For some news? Well, there was news at this point too. And I'm sure there was news throughout the cycle that you could argue to say this time is different. And you know what? Every single time it isn't. Um, but again, that isn't to say Cardano is a bad asset. It's a pretty good asset. It's in fact one of the best performing assets in the cryptocurrency market thus far. It has still outpaced Ethereum, and probably will outpace Ethereum throughout the market cycle. There's just a time to buy Cardano, and there's a time to sell Cardano. And obviously, this area here was a great time to sell. And we kind of see the same thing happening with VeChain. VeChain has now corrected 24-25% against Ethereum. This was the peak. Um, that was the peak for what looks like to be the peak of the VeChain. It could do the same thing as Cardano and come back down to this line and move sideways, and we'll see if it has enough legs to rally back. But um, when Ethereum moves, the entire market just stops and watches. If you take any asset, I mean Uniswap, which has have been having some pretty good couple weeks, is still bleeding against Ethereum. Like, look at this. Look at this move. It's still bleeding. And that indicates, well, there's an Ethereum move going to be happening fairly soon. You could argue that we're in it now. And so Cardano is going to be taking a step back, sitting at the back of the bus. It's going to chill out. It's going to calm down. It's going to come back here, and you'll have an opportunity to reaccumulate again. If you bought at this area, if you bought at $1.47, you might feel a little bad. You might feel a little anxious. I get it. You're down what, 20-30%? Not even. You're down, yeah, you're down 20% right now if you bought at the very top. And so I think in the respects of the grand market, the entire cycle of the market, Cardano should bail you out. Cardano should be moving higher. I think, as I said prior, Cardano, I think, has another run left in it, and it's going to look something like this. It's going to come back down to this accumulation zone of Cardano against Ethereum, and it's going to rally back. Question is if it's going to hit this top line again or here. We don't know. But at that point, Cardano is going to be worth more than $1.22. More than $1.40. Uh, at that point, it could be in the several dollars. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the several dollar range. So, with that said, um, you know, you feel antsy. I get it, but uh, if it's any worth of me saying, like, what I say doesn't really matter to you, but if there's any consolation, Cardano should be able to bail you out within this cycle. It's not like you're gonna have to hold this coin until the next cycle to reap your profit gains. I would recommend though to stick around. Like you can sell your position if you'd like, or you can hold it. I would recommend holding it. Why sell it in fear? Why sell when the price is going down? And if you honestly think that Cardano still has legs, then hold it. I would also recommend you to stick around and wait until Cardano comes also down to this level or near it to consider averaging down, right? To average down your price of Cardano. The US dollar is probably going to be the same. I mean, after this dump, it was relatively the same until the next move up. But again, um, your valuation of Ethereum versus Cardano is going to be way different. It's probably I bet it's going to come back down to here. We're going to be able to reaccumulate, and we'll be off to the races again. Another argument can be made that Cardano may come down to this level and move sideways, something like we see here. But this was during the bear market, right? This is after 2018. So we'll see if that is possible. But time will tell of where Cardano will land. But in short, not looking to buy at this area. I'll be waiting until it comes back down to here. In my view, you can buy it earlier, higher. If you think that it might not come back down to the accumulation zone, you can buy it there. For me, I'm content to wait. If it doesn't, so be it. It wasn't meant. That coin wasn't meant for me. There's opportunities elsewhere. But that's all for today, you guys. It's just I kind of want to just reassure Cardano holders that this is to be expected. This is to be expected against Ethereum, especially when Ethereum's putting 8%, 6% day over day. it's really going to suck that liquidity out of Cardano. But stick around. You will be bailed out. You should be bailed out within the market cycle. But that's all for today again. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.